let's go hide these. So now we're gonna make our new part. We're gonna make this new part in situ. Which is to create a new part studio in context. Basically, it's going to let me build a part studio inside what I already have, and then so I don't have to retest everything. So I'm going to do this. My make connector is going to be, so I need to make, before that, I need to make myself a make connector. And I'm going to build out this and use that as my make connector. Now I'm going to use that as a starting point for my thing. I'm going to rename this spacer. So I'm going to start a new sketch there. And I can project geometry to give myself a starting point for things. Actually, I'm going to project this square there, and I'm going to project this as a real geometry. This is a real geometry, and I'm going to project this. Actually, that's good. I'm going to hit extrude. And I'm going to call it 1 inch. That's fine initially. I'm going to go and create a variable called thickness. I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to move this so it happened before my extrusion. I'm going to move this before sketch 1, and I'm going to change this to thickness. Now we need to take, I'm going to start a sketch on the back of my block. And I'm going to project in a work. And I'm going to turn off construction. I'm going to use offset to select. And I'm going to set, Control Z. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so now let's try that again. I'm going to use the arrow to pull it back, and then I'll go back and around and place my things in. 0.025, extrude. And I'll go like 0.25, 0.1. Okay, so it's just sort of an alignment key to help me get that built up. So next step is we're going to make our spot for this to fit into. We're going to start a sketch on this side, actually. We're going to start a sketch on the right side of my thing. And we are going to use project. So that gives us our starting point. And we're going to just take and make 2 rectangles. And we're going to make these equal to each other. And we're going to make them horizontal to the, okay, let's see if we can dimension. I'm going to pull the dimension from here to see what, and then dimension, yep. And I'm going to dimension from here to here to be 0.1, or yeah, 0.111 / 2. And then we're going to mention this to be 0.15 or 125. Control Z. In fact, let's try it again. Instead, I'm going to dimension from here to here. Let's try it again. Dimension from here to here to be 0.01. 0.015. Yeah. And then we're in dimension from here to here to be 0.025. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to first line up the top of this and the top of this, and then dimension this from here to here to be 0.025. And we're going to make sure that this is aligned with the, this point falls on this line here, and this point lands on this line here. And then we're going to hit Shift Extrude, and we're going to remove distance all. Symmetric. Pause for a second. So now I'm going to take and fillet this edge and this edge, this edge, and this edge, and we'll finish this edge while we're at it too. So now we have our sort of the bed that this is going to sit on. Oh, we still need to put one more thing in. We need to start a sketch on this front surface. And I'm going to hit use. And we're going to offset that the other way. All right. Come on. 0.05. And we're going to cut this in. Going to remove. we're going to check this, and I'm going to insert, go to assembly. I'll rename this spacer. Because now I'm not editing in context, I should be able to extrude it. So I'm now going to extrude, remove, 0.3. That should be more than enough materials. We need one more piece, which is to do the square bolts, but we'll come back to that on our next video. And they'll be ready to a test print. So there is our initial piece. We shall test this out after I do the square nuts and put those in place. And then we'll have our full piece ready to test print and then find out how badly we messed up.